deadly when they're getting second and third chances.
Great steal attempt from Reeder, but threw it right back to Fordham. Misery has the green light. She's got 5 early points.
St. Bonaventure plays a pack-in.
8 rebounds a game for this team over the last 10. Great look from Clark inside to Jimenez Davis. Drummond. That's been her favorite spot on the floor, but it hasn't really worked. Misery from long range. Tapio. Back out to Burns. Banks it in. You used to start this ball game.
Yep, and that's whichever team. These are two gritty teams.
Great backdoor look. Burns to Clark, and it's Misery for the tie. They didn't lead until the 4-minute mark here in the second half, and an opportunity for the win. With the steal, Tiffany Ruffin, and Nyla Reeder has to give the foul.
That obviously they had a chance to score and win, but this is because Fordham plays tough defense. Look at this anticipation by Ruffin. Got the passing lane. You can't telegraph your pass. This is just pure telegraphing. You've got to look the other way, but Ruffin's overplaying defensively. Hasn't even scored tonight, but comes up with a big play.
Makes the second. Nyla Reeder with 12. So here we go. Outlaw.
Nobody really a great shooter on this team either.
Reeder has to hoist. That's off. And Fordham hangs on for a 3-point win.
But what a gritty performance by the Bonnies, coming back and really hanging in there. There was a point where they could have held their head down, and they continued to persist. But Fordham finds a way to win. What can I say? They just do. They find a way to win. I'm just so impressed with how they finish ball games.
Count away. You know what? It was a resilient win. Tiff made a huge play at the end to kind of seal the game, and it wasn't pretty, but it's in the right column.
Foul trouble was such a huge issue for you guys. I mean, how did you have to change your strategy down the stretch to kind of thwart off their run?
You know what was frustrating is because Jimenez Davis is usually someone I can throw in there, but you know, the same thing. Jim, you know, the coach of Bonaventure, you know, I give him a lot of credit. He left one of his best players back. His attitude and G's body language was not positive, and I just said, listen, I'm not going to settle for it. And so we had to kind of go the way with the rest of the kids, and she's got to learn a lesson. It's not good enough. You can't be high when your game's going great. You got to be there for the team. You know, I give Tiff a little bit of room because of the fact of what she's been through, but again, you know, we stay tough down the stretch. The kids stay positive. I still remember distinctly Hannah being in that timeout after she missed that open 3 saying, I got the next one. So that's why the next call was to her. And so, you know, that was a set call to go for the 3 for her. So, resilient win in the right column. I want to enjoy it. Suffer, celebrate to midnight's our motto, so I'm celebrating to midnight.
What did you tell the team during halftime? Because they came out very offensive and got a lot of boards. And
we just said, you know, a lot of the games recently, we've kind of gone off to a slow start in the second half. I mean, this second half we only had 4 turnovers, and typically we start off without a basket, turn the ball over, and so we just said, let's learn from our past experiences and make sure we take care of the ball, get a good shot in every possession. You know, we had a matchup situation where we had a guard covering Sam, and we tried to identify it, but Sam got in foul trouble, and so we had to kind of go with a smaller lineup.
Held Healy, I think, 4 or 6 points, for the exact number. And what was the game plan for us? I thought he was averaging 14.
It's a denier, and we forced 22. I think it's Outlaw. Is that her last name? To step up, and that's the goal. Is you want to force their secondary players to step up. I mean, Rudder started feeling it, hit some big shots for him, but I thought, you know, we have to do a better job of keeping our people in front, but we found a way at the right time.
Any other questions?
Yeah, just how important is the senior leadership and the older leadership? I mean, Ruffin gets the big steal at the end. Emily, I think, had 14 boards.
Emily had 17.
17.
I mean, Emily stepped up big time, and again, she picked up her 3rd foul right before I tried to get her out and have a sub for her, you know, because again, we need to count on Jameera's being able to give us some steady minutes, and if she wasn't ready, I just figured, all right, who are we going to go with? And 2 minutes ago, try to get Emily out. We didn't get her out quick enough. She picked up her 3rd foul, but I mean, Emily and I had a talk this week. We usually meet every couple of weeks to kind of go over the stuff off the court and on the court. And you know, she feels that she's got to put the team on her shoulders as far as being a leader. She's the only captain, and she feels it's her responsibility. We had a meeting. You got to be able to say tough things to each other. You know, it's not okay to have a, you know, kind of a moody attitude when things aren't going your way. You got to tell them to calm out, and I did that in the locker room. It's not okay, Jake. It's not okay. It's not okay for you at the Duquesne game to run in, you know, at a timeout. Say, you got this because you're scoring. When you're not scoring and you're struggling, you have to be the same energy. That's being part of the team. That's being a good teammate. So these are all these things we're trying to teach to the team and trying to learn.
Okay, let's talk about, you could talk about the defense on Gaitley. Really shut it down for the most part.
Well, you know, when they go with their bigger lineup with 14, since they're not perimeter threats, we'll just sit in the lane and make Gaitley feel that she's got a little bit of double coverage or make that lane more crowded. And then Jim right away switched in and went smaller, which opens up the lane a little bit more for the drivers, and that's where Outlaw kind of stepped up and made some big plays. But it was an ugly game, you know. It was an ugly game, and we did a much better job taking care of the ball in the second half, which gave us more opportunities. And I thought Hannah stepped up and hit big shots right when we needed them.
Oh yeah. Also now talking about them, they were doubling Clark, and she did a nice job. I thought not forcing. Pitching out to the perimeter, but you have the perimeter shooters that really can knock it down.
Yeah, exactly. And usually Asnate Famina is a much better shooter, and she wasn't confident today, and she hesitated. And I just said, you know, you have to take whatever they give you. If they give you an open shot, she tried to too much and tried to spin dribble in the lane, just, you know, because she wasn't feeling confident. Just take what they give you.
On the league in general, Jim had commented he thinks it's the deepest he's ever seen.
I agree with that. I just think, you know, we haven't seen Dayton or GW yet, and they seem to be the cream of the crop, you know, so I feel like, you know, it's like those two, and then everybody else is trying to kind of jockey for position right now.
17 boards for you. Was that the game plan going in, and if not, what did you change to make that happen?
Previously, I've struggled on offense against St. Bonaventure specifically, so my game plan was, to attack the boards and get as many second shot and second chance points for our team as possible.
Questions?
She talked a little bit about how you're trying to step up your leadership off the court. What are some of the things that you're doing for that?
Some of the things that me and Coach were talking about are really holding people to standards and being able to tell every single person on the team, not just the underclassmen, you know, how you feel, and say the not so easy stuff on and off the court. So being able to take like what happens on the court and really be able to, you know, personally connect with someone off the court and tell them that you really do care about them and that's why you want them to improve is something we've been working on.
Emily, there's both coaches about the Atlantic 10 in general. They both commented and agreed that it's probably the deepest it's ever been. Your thoughts on the competition in this conference?
This conference is one of the toughest ones in the country so far. I think we're the 6th in the nation behind the Big Five, and it really shows every single team has improved. There's no easy game for us this year. Previously, you know, we've had a couple easy games on our schedule, you know, but for us, there's no names on the jersey. There's never been any names on the jersey. We come out playing every team like we're just here to win. So we're here to improve on ourselves, and like you said, the Atlantic 10 is one of the most powerful conferences in the country so far.
What makes it so tough, though? Is it physicality or the brand of ball, or what can you pinpoint something?
I think it's a combination of both. I think in the Atlantic 10 specifically, there's a lot of discipline. You'll find a lot of teams that have discipline and physicality. In other cases, you'll find teams with just physicality. So being able to change your hat and play defense on a variety of really great players across the board for the Atlantic 10.
They started to heat up a bit down the stretch of a few threes in a row. What was going through your head as they started to make that run?
You know, I've been in this situation before. You know, just got to play it out. Went through my head is just keep everyone calm. It's okay. It's game of runs. They're gonna make threes. We're gonna make threes. We're gonna miss a bunch of threes. They're gonna miss a bunch of threes. So, you know, just being able to keep everyone calm and just be, you know, it's our home court. Just be together through the runs.
You guys defensively really did a great job, especially with Katie Gaitley. Was that a priority for you again?
Definitely, she's a great player, and you give her a lot of credit. And you know, she's got great moves. So coming into the game, that was our game plan: was shuffle a bunch of players off her, and obviously she was able to connect.